Untitled here, co-founder Path Trading Partners. What's going on in the crypto world? By the way, if you're new to this channel, please like, subscribe, and comment. You can see how valuable these videos are. So we've got some big sell-offs, lots of returns to the longer-term rotation zone. Let's first check in again on the Bitcoin series. Bitcoin Cash. Double bottom pattern here, lower probability one since it is against the rotation zone. This close on the last 4-hour bar did trigger it. Here's the targets for it should we continue to rally. Again, this is lower probability, and after this sell-off, it's not, you don't go everything all back in at once. There'll be time to stabilize. But this was a little way to dip the toe in again and see what happens. Now, this is also something that if it does rotate back down and you do get in, you have some at risk, but you wouldn't have a lot. It's going against the rotation zone. So 28.98 first target, 30.81 and 32.63. That's based off a 4-hour chart. Now, this can easily dip down again even to the 22.43 without stopping out or invalidating this pattern. And as I said, this would be a very aggressive entry based off this sell-off. But it would retrace a bit of the sell-off. Let's check out what that looks like on the daily chart, because it's always good to keep the bigger patterns in mind. So here we spiked all the way through, down through the rotation zone, but now we're closing back up above the daily rotation zone. So this is a lot of bullish price action, and you can see where those levels return us to on a daily time frame. Also checking in on the weekly. The weekly, we did not even return to the top of the rotation zone on the weekly, so this is still one of the stronger markets. It's just correcting a lot of the excess run-up from the last week. We could still see lower prices, though, back to the weekly rotation zone, which right now is coming in about 1,600. So if we do get another round of selling, that's your first level to watch for. Well, I'd watch for first about 1716, which is a prior breakout zone. Let me mark that off on the chart. For everyone, right there, all this is going to converge. So about 1600 to 1717, if we did have another sell-off that really was another major selling level, those were the key areas I'd watch for. Over to Bitcoin Gold. I put out the one earlier today. We were a little pressed for time, so I just wanted to get out a video for everybody panicking on Bitcoin again, and I'll update that in a bit. And I talked about that 50% to 62.5% retracement of a long tail. Here's Bitcoin Gold, similar entry there. So here's the long-tailed candle, the one that spiked all the way down to 193.45. And then you measure it from the low to high, and you're really watching for the 50 to 62.5% retracement area is spiked down into it and rotated back up. So that is a quick entry. The first target on this is around the 280 level, which is one of the returning to the GAN levels and the bottom of the declining rotation zone. Remember, you don't want to get greedy with these trades. Also, look at this. I mean, it's already against a major, this is a prior breakdown zone. So this is prior support right here. And you see over here, all the way on the left-hand side of the candle here, support, support. Now it's resistance, resistance, resistance. So anywhere between this 276 where it is now and the 280 would be the first profit target for that trade. Then if it gets through there, the next profit target would be, this is going to keep moving down. But as right now, it's about 306. You have a GAN level and two converging moving averages, and they're going to keep going down. So I'd probably target closer to the 300 level on that for a second profit target or trail a stop. But these are the kind of things you can chart off for yourself. When you get these massive spikes, 50% retracement tail is a very good entry. Let's just check out the daily chart on this. Daily chart, we're below the rotation zone on this, so this again is a bit aggressive, but I wouldn't really push it beyond the 4-hour rotation zone, especially if at least move up a stop. If you're going to push it beyond that level, move up a stop. And here is Bitcoin, the original Bitcoin. So we did talk about that entry on this candle before, put it out. You could have still got into that multiple times after we put out that video. Now it's already hit the top of the declining, or the bottom of the declining rotation zone. 13, about 825 area. So that was the first target for this. If this continues through, the next area we could watch for resistance, or if you're looking to trail a stop or take something off, if you did get some down here, 14,146. Then we're looking to this prior breakdown zone and the declining 21 and the 50% retracement level from the most recent highs to this spike low. That's coming in about 15,295. Now the moving average is going to come down slightly over time, so you're going to have to keep that in mind, but that's as far as we push any trade. So this could be a raising the stop. Let's say you got in down here on this 50% retracement, even at the, let's just even call it the 12,645. You wait until it got back up here. Then you'd be at least moving a stop and not putting a lot at risk here. Remember, we can get another wave of selling. This could just be a temporary low. Can we predict that? No, we cannot predict it. But we do know that other people who bought all the way up here and didn't get out yet are just hoping it gets up as close as possible so they can get back out of some of their positions because they're underwater. So there will be more sellers in the market for a while. So do we know if it's going to go to new lows? No. We cannot predict it. We've already returned to the rotation zone. Let's check it on the daily and the weekly charts. So the rotation zone is still above us and hooking over on the daily basis. That is negative. That's why we wouldn't push any trades up into here. So there's overhead resistance now. So this is where we're not greedy. We're patient. You wait for the high probability signals, and then you don't get greedy with them. At least if you don't want to take profits right away, know where your stop are. If we rotate back over and start heading back down, you take some off. You don't sit and just hope it's, you don't know. It could go even lower. Let's check on the weekly. You take the signals and you trade it. Now this did spike into the rotation zone. And now it's back above the rotation zone. But again, there's no guarantee. Theoretically, this could collapse back down and go to all the way to the bottom of the rotation zone, which could take it to 8,300. Am I saying that's going to happen? No, I'm not. I'm saying be prepared. Know where you're going to get out. So especially if we see major selling pressure come back in, let's go back to the 4 hour. You know, we go into rotation zone, rotate back down, we start to see these big, solid dropping candles. I know where you're getting out. Or if you did add something, maybe you at least have a break-even stop. Say, okay, I'm not going to risk a lot, or I've taken some off, and then I'm putting the rest at break-even, or I'm trailing a stop level. That's what we would advise. That's what we have for you on the Bitcoin series tonight. Again, if we did talk about the potentiality of the sell-off before it ever happened, and we even called out some of these lower levels for that we could return. So I know a number of subscribers to this channel were not caught off guard and were able to deal with this effectively. Again, don't panic. Know what could happen and plan accordingly. That is your best course of action, being an informed trader. We will talk to everyone again soon. Stay safe. Don't overtrade the cryptos, and know how to take profits and know how to cut losses. Bye for now.